Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the meeting to order. Welcome everyone to the Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 Pledge Board of Education meeting. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll begin the meeting with the superintendent's comments. Dr. Salina.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday, September 19, 2023 meeting. Those people that are with us tonight, I'd like to welcome obviously all the community, our incredible administrators, everyone here that's here to support what's best for kids. So we have a bunch of people here with us tonight that I'd like to recognize. So we're going to start off. We have Mr. T.J. Burke, our Director of Health, Physical Education, and Interscholastic Sports with us tonight. And we have some stars who I know it was hard for me to book them because they were being pulled in a lot of directions. So first of all, big round of applause for these young ladies. Mr. Burke to come forward and introduce everybody, and obviously to all the parents and relatives that are here in support of the amazing accomplishment. I was lucky to be getting a main line and able to see what was going on the whole time, so I was rooting for you, and we were all rooting for you here. There were even some watching parties going on here, you know, basically I felt like it was like NFL football. Lots of people getting together, so congratulations to you and your families, and we saw lots of pictures too, which was great. So thank you to the parents and to the coaches for sending that to me. I appreciate that very much. I'll turn over to Mr. Burke this time.
So we'll bring him up in a moment, but first, we have an incredible group with us, from the coaches to the girls, that the World Series champions that we've never seen here in Massapequa. I think we're on Long Island. New York. Yeah, New York. We've never seen it, so it's quite an accomplishment. As Dr. Salina said, it was all over the news. Yeah. But I will say this, and I'm going to have the coaches come up first, and then they're going to introduce the girls. But one of the best, probably the best pre-game speech that has gone viral throughout the world, right? I'll bring up assistant coach, I believe, Coach Dom Fantana first, right? Coach Dom, come on up. And then head coach, who was mic'd up all the time, and in every interview, every time I turn on the news, Coach Rich Eaton coming up. And they'll introduce the girls, and we'll talk a little bit about them when they come up. Sure.
Abby Long. Kylie Longaro. And Alexis Fontana.
So Doc, we'll have to get a picture with
You're
them.
going to get a picture right now?
So I just want to really to have representation of the Massapequas, and then specifically our area, Plain Edge. Girls, we're super, super proud of you. And we really are lucky to have you here tonight because you've been all over, and we're very proud of you. We were behind you the whole time, but congratulations.
I'll ask the board to come on up and take a picture. Congratulations. Thanks for communicating always. Congratulations. Great job. It's been amazing. All right, so we're going to take a quick picture. So let's thank you for coming tonight, of course. Get the board, come on in, everybody. Get in. Thank you for joining us tonight. I know you guys read the math. I bet you do. I bet you do.
Tomorrow's Jackie Riley.
TJ, come on down.
You good? Yeah, I'm good.
All right, big smile.
First and foremost, first picture.
You're used to it, right? Congratulations. Great job.
Good, so used to it.
You guys have homework
Yeah. Did you guys
wanted to
have
recognize
Dairy
you.
Queen?
Thank you, thank you. I
Alright, we'll get out of your way now, so you guys can do what you're gonna do, bud. Let's go.
You were the noise. You were the noise. I was a good time.
That's a separate conversation.
All right, let's give them one more round of applause. And we're going to continue with the building level administrators
Oh, yes,
reports,
building and-
opening of schools.
Building and district level people are here with us tonight, so first of all, thank you very much for taking time to be here with us tonight. So as far as the batting order goes, what did you all decide? Who's going first?
We said you were the lead.
I was the lead?
Yeah.
I speak all the time, you know that already. So we know what it is, we'll start with someone who's new. Principal Iocco, please, come on forward.
Hello everyone, I'm Lauren Iocco, I'm the new principal of the high school. I'm very excited to be here tonight with everyone. It's also very exciting to welcome all the students back. Well, this one.
Not a problem.
Learning curve as you see.
No worries
I'm learning
whatsoever.
and growing, and I have some very supportive ladies.
The last new guy told you what to do.
They all looked at me and I'm like.
No, so it was, all the students came back, they were very excited to enter the building. They have been very welcoming to me and everyone around them. It was a very smooth start to the school year this year. Some updates, the students are really enjoying the flexible seating in the classroom. So we added 19 flexible seating rooms to bring us to a total of 27. And you can see the students are utilizing that to work in their groups and have different educational experiences. And it's also meeting the different diverse needs in the classroom, which is great. And the teachers seem to be enjoying it as well. We also started PBIS as a district-wide thing, and all the teachers up to date have been given points and have been getting really excited to see the reactions of the students getting excited to earn the points. And we're gonna open our store this Friday afternoon for the students to start redeeming their points, and they're really excited about that. Also, our Intel research project has started a partnership with Columbia University right now to enhance their research skills. So the students are really excited. They've been coming to me to share their projects and be part of their IRB board. So there's some really promising research that's going to come out of the high school at the end of this year. Hopefully they'll be able to get published again. And we had a student who was named to the All-State ISMA musicians. And we had 4 students that were selected as alternates, and we're hoping that they also become All-State musicians this year as well. And we had a National Merit Scholarship semi-finalist, Ahmed Hammond. He's going to be recognized at the next board meeting. He scored in the high 1400s on his PSATs and a 1580 on his SATs.
And the musicians, if I don't mind chiming in, Emily Brennan, Gabrielle Manfred, Elizabeth Neofitos, Ava Pallone, and Charlotte Rosenberg as alternates. The first was actually selected, and so the others were alternates, so congratulations to them and their families. And as you said about Ahmed, he'll be here with us next month. And we're obviously very happy for him to be recognized as a National Merit Scholarship, of course.
And the parent groups, the parent musician group, and we've been planning a lot of events, and they matched with me to help introduce me to the school and some of the different events they're doing to support the musicians this upcoming school year. And I've also been
Tony, you're up. Mr. DeRiso.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone again. Excited about a new year. We had a smooth, seamless, and successful opening once again. And day one could have been day 100. You'd never know the difference. It really was that seamless for us. We also are deeply immersed in PBIS. We're giving out points, and we're planning on opening our school store also very soon. Students are very excited about the program. Teachers are, and administrators are as well. We held our first advisory this past Friday, and that's a program that you all help support and bring to the middle school, and we continue to be incredibly excited about. It allows our students to build these relationships with each other and with adults in a 10-to-1 ratio. And so that's ongoing. We're already moving along there. Students are engaged already in an authentic learning experience in all of our classrooms throughout the building. As I walk around, I see wonderful learning going on in all the classrooms. We had a very successful back-to-school night last week. We've got our activities fair this Thursday and Friday, which is an exciting time for all of our sixth graders because this is the first opportunity that they have to join clubs. And they're one of the things that excites them about coming to middle school is the opportunity to join clubs. We have over 26 at the middle school, and at this fair, which will be set up in our library Thursday and Friday, all 26 clubs will be represented by 8th grade students in the library. 6th graders and 7th and 8th graders will also have the opportunity to pass through, see what goes on in all the clubs, and have an opportunity to sign on. We strongly encourage all of our students to join clubs because as studies show, students who are involved in their school community, they perform better academically. So that's this Thursday and Friday. Picture day was today and tomorrow. We took my picture this morning, as did many of our students. 6th grade team field day will be taking place on the 29th. I think that's a week or 2 weeks from this Friday. We're excited about that. And on Thursday, all the team leaders will have the great reveal. We will learn that from each of our 8 teams, the team names, their colors, their logos, and their slogans. So we're very excited about the big reveal on Thursday afternoon. And then the PTA will do a fundraiser in which we will create t-shirts, differentiated t-shirts for all of the 8 different teams that will get out to students sometime, we hope, in mid-October. There's a lot going on. We have our first PTA meeting next week, but we're excited about another school year at this.
Thank you very much, Mr. DeRiso. Any questions? Ms. Fidel Jones, Director of Guidance, Nurses. Put you right in there.
Good evening, everybody. So we have a lot of things going on in the guidance world. In our elementary buildings, we had our CKCC kickoff event. We had that led by Elisa DeCizio and Jennifer Bessasoro. She's a social worker at the elementary school. Elisa is a counselor for us. So we had those kickoff meetings in all buildings. Students practice breathing, some of the elements that are in CKCC, our SEL program. They also had the opportunity to talk about the core values. So we had some call and responses with the students for our Plain Edge core values. And I think the highlight of the event was the freeze dancing that the students got to do at the CKCC event as well. So that's what we've been up to at the middle school. Our CKCC lessons have started already. So we're looking forward to continuing that program. And just a little anecdote about that, I had a 504 meeting last week, and one of the parents had mentioned how CKCC has helped her child to learn how to be mindful and breathe and get ready for the school day. So it is having an impact on the students, so we're happy about that. At our middle school, our counselors are meeting or have met with our 6th grade students, part of our orientation program. So what they do is they bring the students down to the guidance office, they share with them what the role is of the guidance counselor. They encourage them to be involved in activities, And they also, just want to make them feel comfortable coming into the new building. On October 18th, we will have our annual guidance night for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade parents, and we also have a student panel that will participate in that as well. And tomorrow we have our new entrant breakfast. We're welcoming 19 students to the middle school. So our Junior National Honor Society, they help us welcome these students to the school with a breakfast tomorrow. At the high school, we had a great opening as well. We had our 9th grade orientation and had Officer Natali from Homeland Security speak to our students about social media safety and internet safety, and that was a great presentation. Then students had the opportunity to tour the building with our peer counselors who are upperclassmen, and then they had some pizza, so that's always a great event. The addition of Officer Natali was really great because he did a wonderful presentation. We had our senior college night. It was very well attended. I was very, very pleased. We had a lot of parents and students there. We shared a lot of information about the college application process. And counselors are meeting with seniors right now in individual meetings to talk about their post-secondary plans. We also had 2 great mini fairs this Monday and the past Monday. We had 90+ colleges represented here meeting with our students, talking to them about their programs. Our students always get complimented for the questions that they ask the representatives. So those were great events. We're going to start our individual college rep visits are starting the 26th. And we have 4 colleges that will be here for that. Our district-sponsored ACT college prep courses are in full swing, so we have students participating in that as well. And our new entrant breakfast for our high school students will be on the 6th of October. And lastly, this year the PSAT is digital, so we are preparing for the digital rollout of that registration October 18th. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Miss Bridget Murphy, I see you brought somebody with you tonight.
I did.
Who's that?
Wanted to see you.
She's hiding back there. I can't even see her.
Say hi.
How are you? Oh, long day. Mom's up next.
I brought my own cheerleader.
Why not?
Good evening, everybody. So, we've had a number of things happening as well, but I always like to roll it back a couple of months when I come to speak to you about the start of school and just recap our amazing extended school year program. So we had another wonderful year this year. We had 8 classes. We were hosted by our wonderful air-conditioned friends at Plain Edge Middle School, which is always great.
We're all air-conditioned now.
Because there are also a number of other district programs that are in that building as well. It's very nice because it does give our students the opportunity to integrate with some of the students they see throughout the year. We had some really amazing field trips and different opportunities for all of our students. So summer school went great. We were also very busy hiring a number of new staff members. So the special education department has definitely grown in the last few years while I've been here. And we were able to welcome staff just because of the open process, but also we had some retirements. We also welcomed a number of teaching assistants and aides to our program, which was great because for Superintendent's Conference Day, we were able to take the opportunity to train our staff in a number of reading interventions for everything from elementary through high school. We also did a CPI training for our new teaching assistants and aides. That way everybody is up to date on de-escalation procedures if we ever have any students that are needing to have some help while calming down if they're ever having any issues, which was great. We welcomed our new vocational counseling company to our high school, Northwell program, which is fantastic because we already have a very nice program with them for our mental health things that we bring in as far as the psychiatrists and connections that we're able to bring for care. So we're really happy to be partnering with them for our vocational counseling at the high school level. They actually today announced all of the work sites that they plan on bringing our students to. It's amazing how Plain Edge has really come together to offer some really great opportunities for our students in the high school, which is always our hope, and it was something that we have been encouraging for quite some time. two really fun initiatives. One is to bring in a new Special Olympics curriculum for adapted PE at the elementary level. And this really came to fruition after conversations with Special Olympics about our really exciting party that we're gonna be having on May 4th when we host the Special Olympics Metro Spring Games this coming 2024. So we are having our first meeting where we're gonna start to internally plan who's gonna be in charge of all the committees. In case you don't know, this is a very large event that we are really excited to be hosting for not only this coming spring, but next spring as well. It usually brings in about 300 athletes, about 250 coaches, and anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 spectators. So we are really excited that we are going to be the home of the Special Olympics.
And we partner with Town of Oyster Bay.
And we're gonna partner with the Town of Oyster Bay.
Yes,
They're
we
coming
are.
to our meeting next week
Joe
also,
Saladino.
yeah, so they're also helpful, and we're very lucky. Yes, the torch.
They passed it.
They passed the torch.
Well, where is it?
I don't know, I'm hoping we can do better on the torch thing.
I'm sure we can figure
Our
it out.
friends in Farmingdale did, host for the last 2 years. And they have been very, very helpful in passing the torch, literally and figuratively to us as far as planning goes. And that is where we are as far as
Thank you very
special
much.
education. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Burke, please. Don't book it. You're up next. Joe, you're going next.
Hello again.
I know, we've all discombobulated.
So, as far as athletic goes, teams are off and running, literally and figuratively speaking. We this year, it's been almost my third year, and the fall is, for middle school, is not as many children. We have 170 middle school athletes, 355 high school, so we're offering over 500 opportunities for our student athletes, or students to be athletes as well. So it's been amazing. Parents have been great, changing over again from the Simpson to the Parent Square. I've been really liking Parent Square. I like that way of communicating, getting things out. I think my colleagues agree with this. That's been awesome. We also got involved with New York State Public Athletic Association, the company Gipper, for our social media platform, and that's been kicking off really well. So I'm almost there. We have a goal to have a social media representative from every team. So we have no team left behind, because a lot of times I'm sitting there at 11 o'clock at night, falling asleep, trying to remember from cross country to whatever it might be. So what's great about Gipper, I give them an access in, and we kind of form it together remotely. It's that Canva, so you can make a whole new
Bunch of
templates, and so I look at it, looks great, hit approve at night, and it publishes out. So the kids really like it, and we've also got a music rep from every team. So we also, the music, as you know, can be shouty and scary. Even though Spotify says it's clean, it has innuendos, it's not always clean. So we got this Neptune Game Time, which gives us not AI, but man-monitored songs. So there's no innuendos, there's no even anything remotely close to cursing. I don't have to worry anymore out in the fields, which is really nice. Walking out of my office, I can go slowly instead of sprinting out there because I'm hearing something I don't like. So it's been really good. One more thing I'm also partnering with New York State is bringing it starting the spring. It's Everyone Can Save a Life. So it's a program to train every single team that we have from middle school and high school in basic training of CPR and first aid. So they don't have to be certified, so it's just to train them. So we're bringing that in, I'm bringing that in the spring, so I'm really excited to bring that, let you know about that. Let's go with it. So we had a state, Section 8, we had a meeting with the state president, vice president, and we were honored, as we get honored every year for some really great things. Super one I'm proud of is we were first, I can't remember which one's which, I didn't really show it up, so I have to show it up. One was a Sportsmanship Promotion Program Award, so it's all the things that we do to promote sportsmanship from honoring officials that are at games. We always welcome the other team to come in. When we do senior day for our athletes, we recognize the seniors from the other team. So, and on top of that, which was even more special, we were one of 8 schools. I guess we could be proud of it, but it should happen. No athletes or coaches were carded or kicked out of the game. So we're only one of 8 out of the 37 that accomplished this. So we got that from the state, and they honored me in front of everyone. And then the other one, it's become a great broken record. We're a school of distinction again by New York State Public High School Athletic Association. So what that means is 100% of our varsity teams were scholar athlete teams. So that means they were averaged 90 or higher. And we've, each year I've been here, we put in for it, so 3 years in a row. So I actually applied this summer coming in, my first year, because you just have to put in and show the proof that we did it. So we got it my summer coming into the next 2 years. So we got that again.
That's amazing.
You can't really read it, but that was the final one. I just wanted to show that off a little bit and give you more hardware for my office, but everything's been great, the year's been great. Physics teachers are very happy to have air in the gyms and beginning of the year.
Still waiting for that equipment over at Schwartz, it's on the way.
They
It's carrying
survived, they were
deliveries,
okay.
it's all piped, everything's ready to go.
There were no complaints from them this morning. It was pretty good in the gym.
There's never any complaints from Shorty, Mr. Burke.
But the complaint I got in a couple other schools, they were freezing.
They were cold.
So that was good.
Yeah.
But
You fixed that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Manager, and it's been great.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Okay. Let's go, Curly.
All 3 of us can go down.
Oh, you know, yeah, myself, go right ahead. Thank you.
I left my awards back.
Good evening, everyone. Opening day was a huge success in all 3 elementary school buildings. The children were excited to come back to school, and the staff was very excited to meet their new students. UPK has expanded to 8 classes this year, 6 at East Plain and 2 at Sporting. The pre-K orientation went off without a hitch, and our pre-K scholars have been acclimating well to their new school routines.
I just want to say they are so little. When they walk in the hallway, they look even littler, right? Like I can't even look at so awesome.
We noticed the huge impact that UPK has had on this year's kindergarten class. Transition to kindergarten went smoother. Students have more kindergarten readiness skills, walking in line, sharing materials, sitting on the carpet, as well as their foundational academic skills, such as their letter names and letter sounds. So we're very proud of that. We kicked off our CKCC program for pre-K through 5 with assemblies in all 3 buildings to support their character education, their problem-solving skills, and help develop their friendships.
One of the things that we're very proud of that we continue to do each year is Sailing to Kindergarten. That went off without a hitch this year. The kids get to ride the bus, meet their teachers, meet their future classmates. It's always a very fun day. And I do want to say that the kindergarten kids, especially the ones that were in the pre-K setting, came in like they knew what they were doing. It was just an old hat to them. So that is like so cool to watch all that happen in all 3 buildings. We had our welcome back picnic party on September 8th. They were all well attended by the families. There's it's just getting bigger and bigger each year, right? Like food trucks and the ice cream truck, and we had at Sporting they had a pizza maker. It was so cool. It was pretty fancy. But all 3 had their food trucks, and it's such a good night to be able to see all the families. And we did have a lot of new entrants this year in all 3 of our schools, so they get to meet the other families for that night, which is such a special night for them. Last week we had our back to school night already, which went off without a hitch. Families came and learned about our new initiatives, saw the classroom, and were able to meet their teachers. So it's, even though it feels like we've been in school for a couple of months now, it's only been 2 weeks, but it's been so smooth. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and in all of our buildings, we rolled out, as a couple people mentioned already, our PBIS initiative this year, which is a component of our overall School of Character initiative. Teachers are having a ton of fun giving out points to their students, and of course the students are absolutely loving receiving those points. As our process continues, students will start redeeming rewards from all of our school stores, and the rewards will range from tickets and stickers to social media shout outs, to being able to select a book from all of our brand new book vending machines, which at back to school night, I'm sure you got the comments as well. The parents are like, I never had this growing up. So the book vending machines are a big hit. The students can't wait to redeem books out of those. And last Friday, all of our elementary schools made their mark celebrating our annual Doc Day. Through STEAM, they listened to the book, The Doc by Peter Reynolds, and learned how they can make their mark on the world. And the STEAM teachers led our classrooms through a gallery walk throughout all of our hallways, showcasing all the students' projects for Doc Day. And we're really, like Jen and Mark said, it's like we never left, back in the groove of things, and we really are off to a great start, and we're excited for all the exciting things to come this school. Thank you.
Also add in for, you may have seen a news day over the past few weeks. They trickled them out. Why they don't do them all at the same time, I have no idea. Top 100 fall athletes. Lucy Youngins, girls soccer, Jake Anglin football, Vinny Petzel football, Christian Alvarez boys soccer, and Michael Ayama boys soccer, and Anthony Bellino boys soccer. So congratulations to their families and to all those student athletes. Did an incredible job. To be listed inside of that is truly an honor and a reflection of our programs here. In addition to that, in our elementary schools, 4 elementary school students' artwork's been selected to be featured in the 2024 National Gardening Calendar and Guide, which will provide home gardeners with daily information regarding best practices and research-based information. Winning artwork is going to be on display at the Cornell Cooperative Extension, Nassau County, on Family Day, which will be this September 23rd. Congratulations to Schwarting students Cameron DiGiacomo, grade 2, bronze level, Abby Sciano, grade 5, gold level, and congratulations to East Plains students Isabella Montanigno, pardon if I said that incorrectly, silver award, and Jonathan Biacchini, bronze level award. So congratulate to their families as well as to our students there, and a lot of people are going to be seeing their recommendations, so that's something to be really proud of. Our STEAM rooms have continued to thrive, especially in the area of gardening, so it really fuels them. We have both, as they say, farm to table. It starts inside of the actual greenhouses, and then the plants move out to the actual outdoor gardens. The kids have the opportunity. I see them all summer long as the rabbits and everything else come around trying to get it. We try to protect them and keep the rabbits away.
We have a lot of.
I know, some people are more upset about this.
There's a lot of bunnies.
A lot of bunnies running around the neighborhood these days. But we are very happy, and they are big producing as far as vegetables go, cucumbers, tomatoes, trying to squash, right?
Yeah.
So,
Michelle Healy kept our garden going all summer.
Yes,
So we have
yes.
a lot of vegetables that grow.
and thank you very much. And that concludes the superintendent remarks at this time. And thank you very much for allowing us to share this with the board and the community. It's always such an amazing time of the year to come back to school. And yes, it is as if, we've been running for months, but it's only been a couple of weeks. So congratulations to all of you. Great job. Thank you very much. Well, everyone's welcome to stay. I know you're all busy, so if you have to do, I appreciate that commentary. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, administrators. Please excuse yourselves.
Take your place on the soccer game.
Yeah.
3-0.
4-0. You just scored. I missed it.
Sorry about that.
All right, yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.
Get home safe.
Bye.
Routine approvals, approval of the minutes of the August 24th, 2023 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the August 24th, 2023 meeting? Mr. Beruti, do I have a second? Dr. Neto, all in favor?
Mr. DeRudy.
Keep your hands up, please.
Dr. Navian, Mr. Paris, and Mrs. Maggio.
Thank you.
Opposed?
No one?
Abstaining.
Mrs. Fagnolo.
Thank you. Next.
Warrant reports 17 through 19. Do I have a motion to approve warrant reports 17 through 19? Mr. Paris, do I have a second? Dr. Neto, all in favor?
Mr. Beruti, Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mr. Paris, Mrs. Maggio, and Mrs. Spagnolo.
Opposed?
None opposed,
Abstaining.
none abstaining, motion
Thank you.
carried.
Treasurer's report, July 2023. Do I have a motion to approve the July 2023 Treasurer's report? Mrs. Maggio, do I have a second? Dr. Neto, all in favor?
Mr. Beruti, Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mr. Paris, Mrs. Maggio, and Mr. Spagnolo.
Opposed?
No one's opposed,
Abstaining.
no one's abstaining, motion carried.
Thank you.
Discussions, presentations, number one, the New York State School Boards Association Annual Business Meeting Delegate Discussion. And we're now moving on to that. New York State School Board Association 2023 Proposed Resolutions Discussion. This evening, the Board of Education will be making some decisions about the upcoming vote for NYSBA, New York State School Board Association resolutions that set the lobbying agenda for the New York State School Board Association over the next year. Board members received a copy of the 2023 proposed resolutions. There are 56 total proposed resolutions. Within these 56 resolutions, there are two brackets of resolutions. NYSBA resolutions, committee resolutions that are recommended, items number 1 through 32, and NYSBA resolutions, committee resolutions that are not recommended, items number 33 through 56. It is important to note that in the last 20 years, no resolutions have been approved that were not endorsed by the NYSBA Resolutions Committee. Before we vote on any resolutions, we need to decide if there are any interested and available board trustees that intend to attend the following events to represent the Board of Education, and then their vote will. At this time, do we have any board trustees that are interested and available to attend the resolution dinner Wednesday, September 27, 2023 at 6 p.m.? Mr. Paris? All right, Mr. Paris will attend to represent us at that dinner. New York State School Boards Association's annual business meeting, which is Monday, October 16, 2023 at 4 p.m. via Zoom. Do we have at this time any Board of Education trustees that are interested and available to attend that?
Say the date again.
October 16, 2023 at 4 p.m. It's a Zoom meeting.
There's only one, right?
There's only one person that we can represent. I don't know what people's schedules are. What,
Fine.
If we don't do that,
I'm fine with it.
yes?
Good?
Yep.
Okay.
Counselor, yes?
Mr. Paris? Yes?
Mr. Paris?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Since we have a board trustee representing us to vote on the resolutions, we can move forward with the voting process we will be using for this evening. Vote number one. At this time, I'll be calling a vote of the Board of Education on NYSBA resolutions 1 through 32, minus resolutions numbers 5, 6, 11, 14, 18, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Do I have a motion to approve resolutions 1 through 32 minus resolution numbers
As previously noted.
as previously noted? And then,
Do we have a motion?
do we have a motion to approve those?
Sorry, can you just read off the numbers?
Yeah. 5, 6, 11, 14, 18, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Do I have a motion to approve those resolutions? Mr. Beruti, do I have a second? Mr. Paris? All in favor?
Mr. Beruti, Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mr. Paris, Mrs. Maggio, and Mrs. Spagnolo.
Opposed?
None opposed,
Abstaining?
none abstaining, motion carries 6-0.
Vote number 2. At this time, I will be calling a vote of the Board of Education on NYSBA resolutions numbers 5, 6, 11, 14, 18, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Do I have a motion to approve NYSBA resolution numbers 5, 6, 11, 14, 18, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Mr. Paris, second. Mrs. Maggio? Opposed? All in favor?
Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mr. Paris, Mrs. Maggio, and Mrs. Spagnola.
Opposed? Abstaining?
None opposed?
Sorry, was this the vote?
This is the time we have to vote, I'm sorry,
You want me to repeat it?
clarification.
No, is this the open up the voting, or this is?
This is the vote
This
itself.
was the motion to approve the resolution. You want me to repeat it?
No, I'm opposed, sorry.
All right, so,
I misunderstood.
no problem. All right.
Please note that.
Opposed?
All right, motion carried, 5 in favor, 1 opposed, no abstentions.
No abstentions. Thank you.
Okay, vote number 3. At this time, the board,
We are, so,
oh, I think we may have passed that.
yeah, I'm sorry. Okay,
All right.
right here.
Yeah.
We're also gonna add in number, we're gonna do 42 and all, so we're gonna add in a vote there. So let's just, we'll do this first here with the exceptions, so you can put it in there and then we'll bring it back.
All right, at this time, I will be calling a vote of the Board of Education on NISBA resolutions 33 through 56, minus resolution numbers 38, 41, 42, 46
Through 54.
through 54. Do I have a motion to approve NISBA resolutions numbers 33 through 56, minus resolution numbers 38, 41, 42, 46, through 54. Mr. Paris, do I have a second? Mrs. Maggio? All in favor of the position of the resolutions?
Mr. Beruti, Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mr. Paris, Mrs. Maggio, Mrs. Spagnola.
Opposed?
None opposed,
Abstaining?
no abstentions, motion carried 6.
Okay. At this time, I will be calling the vote of the Board of Education on NISBA resolution numbers 38, 41, and 46 through 54. Do I have a motion to approve NISBA resolutions numbers 38, 41, 46 through 54? Mr. Paris, do I have a second? Dr. Neto? All in favor?
Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mrs. Paris, Mrs. Maggio, Mrs. Spagnola.
Any opposed? Abstaining?
Mr. Beruti opposed. And no abstentions.
And no abstention.
And there's one additional. There's one additional.
Yeah, one additional is,
42
42,
standalone.
a standalone.
So here,
And
here we go. So we're going to vote.
at this time, I'll be calling a vote of the Board of Education on NISBA resolution numbers 42. Do I have a motion to approve NISBA resolution numbers 42? Mr. Paris, do I have a second? Dr. Neto, all in favor?
Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mr. Paris, and Mrs. Spagnola. And Mr. Beruti, I'm sorry.
Mr. Bailey? Any opposed?
Mrs. Maggio.
Any abstentions?
No abstentions, motion carried, 5, 4, 1 against.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for that. Do I have a motion to accept business items? Owen?
Next item up on topic will be the New York State School Board Association Area 11 Director election. This is a point in time for the board to discuss. This will be the last meeting that the board has before the actual tally, which will be done by Nassau BOCES on October 9th. Everyone received a copy of the resumes or curriculum vitaes of the individuals that are running. Many people know famous B.A. Schoen, if you're not familiar with B.A. B.A. is quite an animated representative for Area 11. He's always done a great job. He's decided he's retiring. And so these individuals that have put forward their information for your consideration, one of these three individuals on the night will be in that position. So the board chooses to endorse or not endorse an individual. Only one seat is open, so you have to recommend one person if you're gonna put anything in at all. So that open it up at this point in time for discussion by the board.
Okay, I would like to endorse Charmise Desiree. I've worked with her for many years, and I know her as a public advocate. She works at Hofstra University. Both of her sons were students of mine, you know, way back when. One went to Princeton and one went to Albany, both football players. She's a really wonderful person. She's highly involved in NYSBA. She serves on the Board of Education in Uniondale Public Schools.
She's actually the chair of the Resolutions Committee.
Yeah, she's the chair of the Resolutions Committee, and she did ask for our support. I can support her because I know her and I work with her. I know she'll do a great job as Area 11 Director, and that would be my recommendation.
Other endorsements?
Anybody else?
I didn't have a chance to meet, Miss Desire and.
Ms. Desiree, yeah.
Desiree and Mr. Camberg.
Uh-huh.
So I don't really have an opinion one way or the other on those two individuals. I did meet with Margaret Marchand, that happened to go to that scope event, and she seemed to, I think, exhibit a lot of the values that Plain Edge adheres to in terms of, like, from a community perspective. I hate endorsing someone without talking to the other two individuals, so my preference would be to, if we have the time before the date that we have to make a decision, to actually have, possibly have a conversation with those other two who are running for that seat. I'd like that. If not,
You'll need to make a decision tonight, so, because tonight's the last,
okay.
it's an official meeting where the board's together, they'll have to take action on one of these people or none of these people.
Right.
That's up to the board to decide. I understand what you're sharing, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Just to note too, all three candidates submitted a curriculum vitae, resume, and information. They did that in probably around the middle of July, so that was submitted to all of the board members, incoming, and everyone that served, so we could get familiarized with the three candidates. I know that Charmise Desiree is endorsed by B.A. Schoen, as well as 14 other Nassau County school districts, which I think says a lot, you know, to her character. And again, I only know what I read about the other two candidates because they sent me their vitae, so that's the only reason why I would know anything about them.
So I know BA for many years, and he really stepped up and really endorsed Charmise to take his position. I think that carries a lot of weight. And the person that Mr. Beirudi is endorsing, I went to a meeting 2 years ago, and she tried to pull out of the New York State School Board Association. It was during the pandemic, or after the pandemic, and she actually was endorsing us all to pull out of the New York State School Board Association. So I'm not sure why she would want to be an Area 11 person now when she was trying to start her own association. So just something to think about.
So we can take a vote on this right now?
It's going to be introduced.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I have to read it, sorry.
All right.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Remember, we're getting with the flow, but I think it's going pretty well. I'm getting with the flow.
Doing great.
New York State, at this time, introduce item number 29, New York State School Board Association Area 11 Director Election. Resolved, the Plains Board of Education cast a vote for one person. I think what I'm hearing from the board at this point in time is that the person that it appears people are speaking about is Ms. Charmise P. Desire to fill the role of the New York State Assembly's Area 11, Desiree, sorry, a director. That will be on, and we'll do as amended for the items you're about to introduce.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
this is totally off topic. I realized on the prior votes for 33 through 56, I reversed my vote. Just the way the resolutions were noted.
Okay.
Is there a way to correct that?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
What would you like corrected?
just a complete opposite of whatever I voted. I think I misunderstood the resolutions in terms of how we were voting for them.
I don't think it requires a motion.
That's fine. So, yes,
It'll just be noted in the
district clerk will reverse
Okay.
whatever the count was. Maureen, can you speak to it, please?
Yeah, everybody, all was in favor.
But then
Okay, but he,
Then there's the second set,
they were opposed.
that last one.
33 through 56, all were in favor.
And then the remaining ones? No, I'm sorry. 30 through 56,
Everyone was in favor. All
minus the items. I
Minus
don't have a-
38, 41, 46 through 54, you opposed.
Yeah, I think that for me was the opposite.
So
you
you're
were
opposed to the
opposing-
mass? I don't have your paperwork, so I'm sorry. Oh, you know what, I have it here, just give me 1 second, please, and I can tell you. I have it. Items 38, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, and 53. Those are and 54.
Right, so for example, 38 that says resolved that the New York State School Board Association.
You said you disagree.
Oppose any legislation or budget initiatives. So, yeah, I would want to oppose any legislation.
You opposed 38, 41, 46
Six.
through 54.
Yeah. I think you voted the way that you wanted to.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I just,
It's just.
Maureen can confirm it, that's what I want her to do.
I do want to oppose that legislation, right? Like,
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
want, okay,
We broke
Okay,
those
so
out so you had an opportunity
Okay,
to
so
share
that-
your vote, yes.
okay.
Opposed, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, Maureen?
Yes, reverse it.
It was accurate as
No,
performed.
you opposed, you did oppose it.
You did oppose
That the
this.
New York State School Boards Association.
You said yes to the first
any-
block and no to the second block.
So 38 was,
The first block was that everything was done, the second block was something you disagreed.
38 opposed, 46 to 54 opposed.
And
42 is taken standalone.
No,
Yeah,
38 and 41 and 46 through 54.
Yes.
You opposed.
that's 38, so it says resolve, so I agree with that the New York State School Boards Association should oppose any legislation or budget initiatives that would allow New York State to overrule local zoning ordinances.
I used the original one that you gave me. We can switch it if you'd like. You originally had down for number 38, disagreed. Did I make a mistake in
Yeah, I
transposing the
think,
numbers?
you know what it is, I think, I
Just tell me what you wanna do and we'll do it.
I noted that for items 33, 56, I'm noting whether I agree or disagree with the resolution committee, so. So for like 38, I agree with that resolution.
Yeah, so it's not disagreeing with the committee, it's, you're just casting a vote on the actual resolution itself.
Right.
So.
But I thought, as I was reading it, I thought it was whether you agree with the committee or
Correct.
not.
Yeah, so you wanna reverse your vote.
Yeah, that's why I was a
You
little misunderstood. in
So
terms of-
Maureen, just reverse that vote and do it as noted, just as
For all the
amended.
votes, I think it's reversed.
The other round, okay. Maureen,
Because I thought we were voting on what the resolution committee
I'm
said.
sorry if I was unclear.
No, it's not you, it was just, I don't know the
Maureen will
process.
correct the record and just reverse whatever the vote was before.
Right, so all I'm doing is when you said minus resolution.
You're gonna swap the two votes, that's all.
I'm just, yeah, I'm not
Okay.
deleting 38. 38 is now included in
Yes.
33 through 57.
And 42 is a standalone.
And 42 is on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct?
Okay.
You're gonna do the opposite. So there's two votes that were impacted by this.
Yes, okay.
Okay?
Mr. Bayroudi, you're opposing 41 and 46 through 54, correct?
No.
You're opposing it, you're opposing
I'm agreeing
the
with the
position.
resolution.
the resolution.
I'm agreeing with the resolution, not the, I am opposing the committee's recommendation. So the resolution I'm in favor of.
He's opposing it.
Yeah, 38.
That's what we voted on.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
We're okay.
Yeah.
Let it
Sorry
stand.
about that.
that's all
No
right,
worries.
that's
It
correct.
just was
38.
weighing on my mind. and
Nope,
I
it's not an issue
realized
whatsoever.
maybe I went.
Alright, are we all set? We good?
Okay, do I have a motion to accept business items number 1 through 28
And 29
and 29?
as amended.
Do I have a motion to accept business items number 1 through 29? Mr. Paris? Second? Do I have a second? Dr. Neto? All in favor?
Mr. Baruti, Dr. Neto, Dr. Nady, Mr. Paris, Mrs. Maggio, Mrs. Spagnolo,
Next.
Opposed?
none,
Abstaining.
none. Motion carried 6-0.
So this is completed. All right, Pride in Plain Edge. This is the opportunity for board members to present on attendance or participation at school and or community events. Since it's the beginning of, well, it's really the middle of September now. Tomorrow's the 20th already. There's been some really amazing events, and you heard from all the elementary and middle school and high school principals and the administrators that they did have a successful opening. I was able to be in the buildings touring at the beginning of the school year to see that everything was going well and it looked beautiful. The furniture is really outstanding, and it gives such a better feel for students to kind of move around in the classroom and to kind of be able to have a relaxed element during the learning process, that they were allowed to be moving around, which looked great. The fields look great, the grounds are beautiful. The pre-K classes were really well decorated and conducive to the age group, which I always think is something really important to remember, that developmentally, what's going on. Some of the pre-K kids are 3, and they're only turning 4. And so it's a lot for them to be in school all day, and I didn't really see anyone crying. They were really excited to go into the rooms, and the teachers and the assistants were really welcoming and excited. They had all the materials that they needed, and they were on the carpet, and it just was really amazing to see. And then also seeing the reverse, which is the older students at the high school coming off the bus or walking into the building, and that's a whole other adolescent development and a whole different framework. But I think everyone had that little bit of nervousness, even as a 15-year-old compared to a 4-year-old. But very exciting to see how happy and excited everyone was to come back. And
Anyone else like to share?
I'm sure everyone can share something.
Sorry, I was late. I was at a soccer game, it was a senior night, girls soccer, boys soccer, 1-0. Just getting alerts that girls winning 5-0. It's a pretty good, exciting. I missed my daughter's first goal, so all good. That's all good. Good to be here.
It'll be on hold tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good.
Promise.
The video, but again, I think I went to the football game the last couple of minutes of this last Thursday night football game where they came back and won, which was exciting. Off to a great start as well. Just kind of, I live close by here, so I hear everything that's happening in high school, so it's always fun to hear. I just hear from my kids' friends that they're loving school, they're enjoying the high school. I think the high school is a great place to go. Middle school also another place, and I think, sorry I missed whatever was happening at the elementary schools. My kids are getting older now, so I'm kind of losing that elementary piece, but I'm sure things are going well. I hear a lot of great things happening in the community, so it's been a great opening, and I just continue to see great things happening.
I was able to do a walkthrough with Dr. Nady to see all our schools before they opened. Fantastic job by Brett's team getting the schools ready. They look really good this year. They're in shape. A lot of the construction was completed except in the high school, so schools look great. We were able to attend opening day at the high school, and also went to see the pre-K children coming in, and what the principal said was, they are small. They are peanuts, but no crying. They were all very good, and I think the programs are great, so it's a good start to the year.
So I attended a few events as well. The new Teacher Institute lunch was great, meeting some new faces that are new to the district. Also was at the opening ceremonies for the teachers. I think that's what it was called.
Your Teacher Institute.
Superintendent's.
Yeah, it seems like
It was like opening ceremony, I think. That was a nice event as well. Mrs. Murphy had an interesting presentation on mental health, and I thought that was really helpful in understanding what's happening in our schools. And
in addition to that, I was with Dr. Nadine for the first day of the high school, and it was interesting. You saw some happy faces, some surly faces, but I guess that's high school for you. Probably the happy faces, I guess, are seniors, because you know, they get to move on to a new stage in life, and that's exciting. And then lastly, from there, I went to West for the opening of the school day a little bit after, and it was exciting to see all the little kids happy to head into school for the first time. And I thought it went pretty smoothly, and it was nice to see, and it was great to get the kids out. I know a lot of parents are happy that school started, and I've heard lots of great things about the high school and how freshmen, because I do have a freshman, from her friends, how great their experience has been in the high school, so that's something I also wanted to share.
The start of school is always so exciting and new, but I'm always amazed, and I know I say this every year, that the staff, the teachers and staff can get so quickly ready for back to school night. So our elementary teachers, this year was the second week of school, but their classrooms look like our kids have been in them forever. Just the work is on the board, the desks are cozy, it was just gorgeous. And the middle school, just what we have for the students and the desks, and every teacher was just so excited to be there. I really love back to school night, and I think I will continue to love it until my kids are 12th graders. But and I was able to attend the welcome back picnic just for East Plain, but it is great to see all those young parents with pre-K, kindergarten. It's just so fun to get us all together. I also was able to represent our school board at the Bobcats opening day. I want to thank Jimmy Cullen for the invitation, and that was for the football players and the cheerleaders. And I was there with, I know Mr. Beirudi was there, we were there, and Ms. Walsh and Mr. Labriola from the town of Oyster Bay were there. And there were so many kids. I know TJ left, but TJ, get ready. Because they were kids everywhere, boys and girls, cheerleaders, football players, and just parents. That was great to see all the community coming together there. And that sums it up. So thank you, I'm excited for this year.
Anything else from the board at this time?
I just want to say too, congratulations to the All-State musicians. I don't know if you realize really how difficult it is to be All-State, and it's great. And an alternate as well. It is really difficult to even be an alternate. So anyone that goes up and represents us, we know the music department does an outstanding job, and it's really exciting for those students to be able to put that on their resume when they do start looking for colleges. It will hold some weight and hopefully give them some scholarship money in some form as well. So I just want to say congratulations to them. All right, and now, there's no old business, new business. A board trustee submitted a future agenda item pursuant to policy number 2342. Dr. Neto, can you please share your thoughts on the topic of the only helps regions grading policy?
Sure. So I'm requesting this future agenda item so that the Board of Education can make a decision on region scoring and their impact on overall student grade point averages. So I'm requesting a presentation on graduation requirements and to investigate the only help policy to assist our students as they pursue their post-secondary experiences. I ask that the superintendent and administration provide this information to the board so we can make further recommendations and take a vote on it. I think based upon the unpredictability of the rigor of the various exams, from year to year, they change constantly. I work in high school, I know, even among different content areas, one test is more difficult than the next, and the next year it changes. There's some debate whether local assessments are a better kind of barometer of how students master the contents that's being. And plus, New York State Education Department doesn't put any kind of mandate or policy on how much weight region scores should be put on grade point averages. They just provide mandates that need to pass a various combination, and they change every year. based upon different passing marks, but usually there's about 5 that you pass. So I know in several districts they utilize this only helps policy, where I understand that their Regents scores are still located on their transcript, but they're not calculated only if they help the student's grade point average, how it's averaged in. So I'm hopeful that if we can look into this and see, because I want to give our Plain Edge students the best possible advantage moving forward. And it's not even an advantage, it's kind of an even playing field. Other districts are doing this. Let's see if we can kind of bring this attention to our district. So I'm recommending that this presentation be brought forth to the board.
For those people that are not familiar with The Only Helps, we had participated in that for 2 years. Last year we did not participate in it. It was really during the COVID era, for lack of a better term. Happy to reach out, survey my colleagues, work with our administrative teams here, and prepare something and get information back to the board, and the board ultimately can make a decision. So that's, and I'll also have recommendations as well, and then the board makes the decision, obviously, as far as how the grading is applied. As you know, the Regents is a requirement in New York State Education Department in order to graduate. And yes, we'll go over the graduation requirements and we'll reiterate that. We do that on a regular basis. Next, and that I should have that early, probably in the next 30 days or so. So happy to bring it back, and I will definitely coordinate that information and see what's going on in the Nassau County districts as well. And I'll get back to the board. It'll be, it'll show up under old business. Since this is under new business, it will become old business, and the presentation will, and information will be distributed to the boards, and the board at that time will have a discussion about it. Should the board choose to take action at that point in time, we can have discussion about it. There's no, a procedure doesn't require board action, board direction is more than enough. But we'll look at it and we'll see where we are.
Does that impact the January regions if the students are taking regions in January?
I'm gonna have to take a look at it, you know, because the reality is that there's 2 years of, and then there's the discontinuity of the 1 year that this past year, so I'd like to take a look at the impact of the Regents examination on students in 8th through 12th grade that participated inside of Regents examinations to see how many students were, if at all, impacted by the use of this grade inside of their grade point average. And then I'll have some recommendations from that, but I really need to analyze those numbers first. Appreciate it. So.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Madden.
Do I have any questions on the informational reports? All right, now we're up to opportunity for public comment. All comments are directed to the Board of Education President. Each speaker is limited to 2 minutes in total. Each speaker is expected to use the microphone and clearly state their name. So if anyone has any comments they would like to make, please come to the microphone now. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Regina Sidor. One of my daughters is a 4th grader at Schwarting, and one of my oldest daughter is a 7th grader at Kellenberg. So I'm here this evening to ask your consideration for another late bus pilot program for Kellenberg students who are in the Plain Edge district. I know there was a pilot program that was run last year, and unfortunately, not enough students were utilizing the late bus, so it didn't continue throughout the entire year. However, this year, there are so many more students from Kellenberg who are attending, from Plain Edge District who are attending Kellenberg. My daughter gets picked up at 6:34. Last year was a 7:10 pickup. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's over maybe 20 students. I don't know, again, I don't know the specific number. But I was just, again, hoping that maybe it can be reconsidered, because even over the past week, only a handful of students were on the bus coming back home on the regular bus dismissal time. So the majority of them were staying for after-school activities. And, it's very difficult with after-school activities. I'm a working mom. So, if that could be just discussed, that would be very helpful.
So first of all, there needs to be consistent ridership. There's not consistent ridership, so the program was eliminated as of last year. And the other problem, especially for the size of the number of kids, the likelihood that you have consistent ridership at above 10 was not very strong. And that's why the program itself was not successful. Would love to have had it, wish there was ridership for it, but the kids are going in so many different directions that people were picking their kids up, and specifically at Kellenberg, the ridership was way below the normal on on a regular basis.
So
It was not only there, it was in all the private schools actually. Chaminade, the same thing we experienced. The reality of the kids is that they're in different programs and they're going on different days, so there was never a consistent ridership of 10 or more.
So even if there are over, like, just the number of students attending from Plainage to
Yeah, that's just to qualify it started, but you need that daily ridership in order to run the bus. Each one of those routes costs us between $18,000 and $36,000, to run. If we were to farm it out, it's even more. And that's if a bus is even available. But it's not been put in the budget for this year. We haven't been participating in that at this time.
Okay, thank you.
I do appreciate you coming forward, and I'm sorry.
That's okay, thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
Hello, Joseph Garcia. Two things actually. So the first thing, TC is done in Columbia. They're not supporting it. I believe director is out. We're still using it, I think, for two parts, right? We don't use the phonics, but we use the writing and something else.
Is there a comment?
Yeah, but if it's not being supported by the originators, I don't think we should have any part on it. And I think we need to quickly put some kind of replacement, because I know they're still using different units from TC.
The program is successful. When they have broken away, Lucy Calkins is no longer working with them. They've rebranded themselves, and they'll still be offering Reader's Workshop, which is one of the greatest ways to learn how to read. And the reality is that the Teachers College Reading and Writing was actually supplemented prior to that, so we never used the core program itself, and we've been slowly moving towards supplementing that program at this time. So we will continue to use the successful parts. We leave it to the professionals, the reading instructors, those individuals. We've got great results with it, so we'll continue to monitor this. And as far as being called Teachers College Reading or not, they've actually rebranded it. There's a new name for it at this point in time that they're going under. But the program core is no longer participating with Lucy Calkins at this point in time. But we're always going to look to do what's best. We've always augmented. We have a number of different components that supplement.
Is it really feasible at this point to continue even using pieces of something that doesn't?
No, it's not just pieces. The core curriculum has been developed. We're just not participating in changing any of the things that were originally. So it's been about 2 years now that we've really been moving towards localizing what we've been using and supplementing with other materials. Program's strong. So Teachers College itself, while they may have perhaps struggled with Lucy Calkins as of late in her political agendas at this point in time, we've not gotten into that. And we do believe that the Teachers College still continues to be one of the strongest programs.
We're happy with the program.
We have the program that we have.
The program that Plainedge is using.
Yes, yes. But I will tell you this. We constantly meet and we review curriculum. And if there's something like this year, we're moving in the area of speech and language, so we're using a new speech program. That was a deficit area inside of Teachers College. I'm a graduate of Teachers College. Administration, not specifically reading itself, but we've seen great things happen in classrooms. We see beautiful things. If you were to sit there and watch the readers and their leveled library still has great applicability inside of the classroom, the ability to be able to go someplace where you can be successful and pick a book that's on your level that your teacher helps you discover. It's still second to none. So I think there's still great value there, but we're open to any possible improvements inside of our education programs, and I'll look for the
I would just ask you to check with your teachers, because they typically say like, oh, but I supplement on top of what.
Always, but I will tell you this. Anybody that tells you otherwise, when I first came here, it's 13 years ago now, we actually bought a brand new series which I had nothing to do with, and I'm not going to name the name of the series. And there was a committee, it was I call it the intergalactic search for what was the best thing that was out there. And it took them a year to pick this series. They brought the series in. Within the first 12 months that I was here, I heard people say very similar things. This is the worst thing. It doesn't do this, it doesn't do that. The reality is that we leave it to the professionals to pick the pieces that are most important, and we hope that the core program is intact, and that's the most important part. There is no basal approach or any boxed approach that's going to be able to, quote, pick a program that's going to be able to do reading and writing skills. We have seen positive improvements with children's performance over the years, and the number of attendance, and I always use college acceptances and participation in four-year colleges, and increases in and decreases in second year. And we continue to have great, we're striving and making great progress in those areas. And we'll continue to look at them. We're not afraid to change anything here, but it has to be done and rooted inside the profession.
One last thing, you mentioned Bobcats opening day. I think the middle school is almost 70 kids on their football team. All the teams are exploding in size, which is awesome in Plainedge. I think we have to be thinking about, for the budgetary process, adding more coaches and possibly splitting up A and B teams in the middle school. So that's it.
Speak to Mr. Burke about that, and we take a look at that. Quite honestly, the board has been most supportive of having available the additional support necessary. The reality is that the team is geared for 45 children. We have cuts on all sports at this point in time. I've chosen not to recommend any cuts at this point in time, and we will support it, and there will be appropriate staff that is available. But the reality is that the budget's a guide, and we take a look at it on an annual basis. Many times it starts off really strong, and then we see it drop sometimes between 10 and 15% at each one of them. So that we need to take a look at that, be fiscally responsible. There are surges, and we've had surges before. It just depends. There was the big scare, especially with football a short time ago with concussion management. This year here, which we haven't really even announced, I had discussions with people. This board's invested inside of new technology in the helmets. Rydell's moved towards being able to monitor each individual child and the concussions, and it's aggregate, so it's actually being monitored. So we're constantly looking to support the kids, and we're looking at it all the time, I promise you. I speak to Mr. Burke daily. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Perry Fuchs, President, Planners Federation of Teachers. Nice to see everyone. Just want to let you know, the teachers, very excited to be back. I have the privilege in my position to go around the school district and see all the teachers and all the students, and it's just smiling faces everywhere I go. The kids are so excited to be back. We launched a new PBIS initiative, and as a high school teacher, I knew right away that the elementary students and the middle school students would love it. High school, I wasn't sure, but I got to tell you, as a high school teacher, I teach mainly juniors and seniors, and the enthusiasm that I've seen in my own classes is amazing. The kids are so excited about the opening of the store on Friday. They're ready to redeem their points. I've had many students in my own class ask me about points, and they're very interested, and it's great to see that we are rewarding students for good behavior instead of punishing for bad behavior. So it's really a shift in mindset, and I think it's going to be a tremendous positive asset to our school district, and I know that a majority of my colleagues agree with me on that. I've actually never seen the school so happy. I mean, it's really been a fantastic opening of schools. So I just wanted to let you all know that. I know, like I said, I have yet to speak to a teacher who is not happy to be back. So it's a really great thing to want to come to work. And I say this to my colleagues who are not teachers. I say to them all the time when they tell me, "Oh, school's opening up again." I say, "Yeah, I'm actually really excited to go back, and so are all my friends." So it's a great thing to want to come to work. On another note, we have the Wizards game coming up. This is going to be on November 8th. Tickets go on sale September 29th. The kids have an assembly that day, and the tickets go live. Or we only sell tickets now via the internet. There'll be links that go out via the school messenger system. We'll post it to our Facebook page. They do sell out really quick, and unfortunately, due to capacity in our gymnasium, we can't, once they sell out, we're done. We can't go above and beyond. So please, 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 if you want to go this year, please make sure on September 29th you look for those links that are going to come out. I'm also excited to announce that we're going to partner this year with Vinnie's Army. So in addition to raising money for our PFT and the PTA scholarship funds, where we give back scholarships to graduating seniors, we're also going to be partnering this year with Vinnie's Army. And for those of you who are not aware, Vinnie's Army began with a student in our own school system who was diagnosed with cancer. And now his family receives so much support from the Planners community that they want to give back to also other families who are unfortunately burdened with childhood cancer. So the PFT and the PTA, we see this as a no-brainer. So we're really excited for them to come and be a part of our event as well. So please, please, please make sure you get your tickets. And Board of Ed members, remember, we need coaches, we need players. Dr. Selena, I know that you'll join us again. And you'll receive official invites from our coordinator, Ms. Erin Lahane, in the coming weeks. So that's it for tonight. Thank you, everyone.
We also have the cancer walk coming up too as well, which I mentioned.
Yes.
I know every year it's well attended. Many of our teams and our coaches and our students at all grade levels, and I'm trying to think of the actual date.
I got it. Hold on.
October 15th.
Yeah, October 15th.
We gather at
Sunday.
parking field 5.
Sunday.
We gather right in front of the NICET tent at like 7:30. We walk promptly at 8. Yeah, we'd love for everyone to come down. We always have a big turnout. So, thank you.
Mrs. Maggio?
Harry, it was funny you talked about the high school, because I had some parents, some high school parents, I don't have children in the high school, but some high school parents said the exact same thing. They're like, what is this? But their kids are so excited
Very
about
into
it.
it, yes,
So
very
excited
excited.
about the points, and so hey, that's pretty cool.
I agree with that.
So excited.
Thank you. Anyone else tonight? Thank you for your comments. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Dr. Neto, do I have a second? Ms. Maggio, all in favor?
Mr. Bayroudi, Dr. Neto, Dr. Nadian, Mr. Parris, Mrs. Maggio, Mr. Spagnuolo.
Opposed?
No one?
Abstaining.
No one. Motion carried 6-0.
Thank you, everyone. See you at the next meeting.